I think there's a huge potential for the Muslim world to lead in Bitcoin adoption, because if you don't want to take part in riba, you have the alternative.
You've made this point, a few times about the fact that the balance sheets of the shariah finance, shariah banks, have basically interest-bearing nature on both the asset side and the liability side of the game. And Bitcoin could be the answer in basically, making it more riba-centric.
With fiat, the way that you mine fiat into existence is through credit. And many people think that government money is papers and you just print money and then that's how it comes into existence. And that's not true. The money comes into existence when credit is created, and then some of that already existing money is printed as physical bills. This means that anytime you create a loan or you take out a loan, you're devaluing everybody else's money. So therefore, banks are inflationary, and banks benefit from inflation. And so if you go to a bank and you borrow $1 million in order to start a business, let's say, they're not taking $1 million from their own capital or from their customers and giving them to you. They make a new $1 million. So for them, that's why they really want you to borrow. That's why banks really, 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 really want you to borrow all over the world. And because every time you borrow from them, they make new money. So they are able to devalue everybody else's money by bringing new money into supply. Whether you take part in riba or not yourself, you are taking part in it because it's baked into the fiat protocol at the protocol level. The only way that fiat money comes into existence is through riba. And this is true in the US, in Europe, it's true in Islamic countries, it's true everywhere. The global financial system is built around this idea that money gets generated from debt. So you can't escape it if you're using the government's money. There's just no way around it. Well, now with Bitcoin, you do have an alternative. And it's an alternative that does all of the things that your bank does, and it does all the things that your gold does, and it does them all better. So nobody can inflate it, nobody can devalue it and take the supply that you have, and nobody can take the money away from you without your permission, and nobody can put riba in it. Nobody can force you to engage in riba like you do with the other forms of money. I think there's a huge potential for the Muslim world to lead in Bitcoin adoption, because if you don't want to take part in riba, you have the alternative right now. And I understand that Bitcoin's volatility is not for everybody. So and I'm not telling everybody to go and sell everything and buy Bitcoin straight away. There could be a big crash in the future, but I think you should get into it responsibly, slowly, as you learn how it works. And particularly as a business, if you have if you're a business and you're running your accounts with the local currency, you have liabilities and assets, and you have inflows and outflows denominated in the currency. You can't just switch everything to Bitcoin, but you can begin to build a cash balance in Bitcoin. And then accumulate and wait on that cash balance for a few years. As it appreciates, I imagine you'll be in a better position, so then you can fully transition out of the riba system.